Good afternoon and welcome back to another great day at the Durack Showgrounds. I'm Ashlyn Trevin. Today we're doing a video for the Dogs Queensland video news channel. We're going to have a look at general specials for the Ladies Kennel Association of Queensland. Championship shows have been done today. We have 7 Best in Group winners all standing by to find out who's going to win the wonderful Best in Show.
Border Terrier, Cocker Spaniel.
All right. As we commence our Best in Show judging, we have a Pomeranian as our Best in Group winner from Group 1. Our judge, Mrs. Butler, hasn't seen this dog yet today, so what we'll do first is we'll send all of our group winners, all 7 of them, around one at a time so she can have a good look at them on the move. From Group 2, the Terrier group, this is the Border Terrier, our Best in Group winner today. Just having a good look at the Border Terrier. From Group 3, very lovely Cocker Spaniel. Very noticeable, they're great family pets. You may have seen them out and about with families here and there. From Group 4, the very striking Afghan Hound. Group 4 is of course the Hound group. Having a good look at the Afghan. From Group 5, our Corgi. Now this is a Welsh Corgi Pembroke, favoured by Her Majesty the Queen. From Group 6, one of my personal favourites, even though I'm not allowed to have favourites, the Rottweiler. Group 6 is the utility group. And from Group 7, from the Spitz type of breeds, Group 7 of course the non-sporting group, this is a beautiful Caissond. This is the Best in Show lineup. Our judge will have a good look at the whole line. They do make a striking group of dogs. Having a second look at our lovely Border Terrier. Cocker Spaniel down the line, the Afghan Hound, the Corgi, the Rottweiler, and good look at the Rottweiler, and the lovely Caissond. You may see some similarities from Group 1 down the very front to Group 7 down the very back. Both little fluffy dogs. Well, no, one's little, one's not little. That's because they're from the Spitz type, and you can find Spitz type breeds across several groups. Group 1, of course, being the toy group, and Group 7 being the non-sporting. Now, of course, a beautiful Brisbane winter. It's quite a warm day today. So the other dogs that aren't being judged on the table or by the judge individually at this stage are going to just retire to the shade. On the table, the judge is having a look at the lovely Pomeranian. Now, Pomeranians, of course, are very noticeable for their big, beautiful coats. That tail in particular is an important hallmark of the breed, and their beautiful little faces. I often quite like to think they're just like little pointy faces poking out of the fluff. There is a lot more to it than that. That's what I like to think anyway. She's going to send the Pomeranian around so she can view his movement from all angles. Even the smallest breeds have a specific way that they are supposed to move, and the judge will be having a look to make sure that this dog is nice and close to the breed standard. If you're ever interested in the breed standards, you can see them on the Dogs Queensland website, which is www.dogsqueensland.org.au. Sending the lovely Pomeranian around. They always look happy, Pomeranians, the little smiley faces. As she moves on to the Group 2 winner, our Border Terrier. Judges feeling the Border Terrier. In the breed standard, there will be a standard for how the shoulder should feel, how long his back should be. Everything the part of the dog right down to his feet and his tail is covered in that breed standard. So when she's going over the dog on the table, she's having a look for all of those things. She knows exactly what she's looking for. My mother likes to say, everything from the nose to the toes. I don't know how many judges check their toes on a regular basis, but it's a good story. Is expression, and that's why the handler there is sort of throwing a little bit of a treat around to get the dog's attention, so the judge could see his lovely expression when he looks up and looks for something that he really likes. Is our Group 3 winner. Group 3 is all our gun dogs. So you can see the beautiful Cocker Spaniels, which are very popular family pets. They have great temperaments, and of course those fluffy ears take me back to reading stories of Enid Blyton as a kid. There's a Cocker Spaniel involved in there somewhere, I'm sure. They come in a variety of colours, and there are also other types of Spaniels. You can have your English Springer Spaniels, which are brown and white and are usually a little bit bigger. There's also Welsh Spaniels and other types of Spaniels, even the Irish Water Spaniel, although they don't look an awful lot like the Cocker Spaniel. They're all from the gun dog group, Group 3. A very well-trained Cocker Spaniel, look at that. A tail wag and everything. Got to be happy with that. Send the Cocker Spaniel around for one more turn, have a look at the movement. Of course, well, so this one would be a fantastic. The Afghan from the hound group, Group 4, they tend to have quite an aloof nature, and actually that is also covered in the breed standards, the type of nature that you should expect from different breeds. And the Afghan is a very royal looking dog, which of course is absolutely lovely to see in the ring. Their presence is great, and you'll see as he moves, they are a striking breed, very definitely. Not one that a whole lot of people would want as a family pet, I think. That coat would take a lot of work. She's going to move him out just to a slightly different location so he can really get a good run right up into the corner. I love watching their coat swishy swashing around. I don't think that's the technical term, but it does look lovely on the move. The tail too, another feature of the breed. You think little things like tails won't matter, but they really do. And the tail of the Afghan, very important, with that little beautiful curl. Onto the table now for our Group 5 dog, the Welsh Corgi Pembroke. They also come in a cardigan variety, which is sort of white and a dark brown. I think they can come in there's sort of patches, but this is the more recognisable breed, I would say, being a favourite of Her Majesty the Queen. And as with all dogs, judges checking the dimensions of the dog. The Corgi being, of course, longer than it is tall. She's checking the coat as well. The coat's supposed to feel a specific way, and I couldn't tell you how it's supposed to feel, but the judge does know. And she's checking for the texture and the thickness, I would hazard a guess. Our Corgi closely watching his handler, constantly checking that he's doing what his handler wants him to do. Reminds you that even though they're little, they are a working breed, and they do treat showing like work, which is really great to see. Judge watches him exit the ring and moves on to our Group 6 winner from the utility group. This is a Rottweiler. The Rottweiler also standing to attention. He's not being distracted, is he? She'll check the Rottweiler's mouth. I do know a little bit more about Rottweilers than some of the other breeds, so she should be checking for his pigment and things like that. Rottweiler's supposed to have beautiful black lips. So she's had a little look at his mouth and his teeth, his bite. She's checking his shoulders and running a hand down his back. Check that top line. And, you know, they do have to check that the 2 boy bits are intact. He wouldn't have made it to best in group if they weren't, but the judge does still have to check. Not their favourite part of the job, I'm sure. But very important. We're going to take our lovely Rottweiler around. It is a very warm day. It's funnily enough, it is. We are in winter technically, but it is a very warm day. So our heavier breeds and our heavily coated breeds as well do tend to feel that heat. But he's not letting it get to him. This Rottweiler is still moving, still looking very happy to be there. She's moving him out and back. She's going to see what the movement looks like from going away from her and coming back to her. And then to the stand that the dog will make at the end of his movement. Sending him around again one more time. And he's saying, I need to go back and line up. But no, he's ready to retire to the shade for a few minutes. While we look over our last group winner from Group 7, the non-sporting group, the Caissons. From the Spitz type of breeds, they are distinguishable by their big coats, a specific type of coat. It doesn't need a whole lot of trimming, although I'm sure the exhibitors do just a little bit of tidying up here and there, but not to the point where it would change the coat, only just to show off the best parts of the dog. The face as well, the pointy face of Spitz breeds, very important, as is the lovely plumed tail and the way that it sits. So the judge is checking everything from the hips and the shoulders and the tail. And they're sending him around while the other 6 best in group winners get ready for that final look over. The Caisson goes around. Now you notice she started in moving a little bit slower and then moved into a faster pace. And a lot of handlers do that. It's a very good way of getting your dog moving in a straight line. Sometimes if you just take off like a bull at a gate, they can just get a little bit, not confused, but can throw them a little bit. So it's a great technique if you're learning. Just walk a few steps and then start. It just gives you a nice clean entrance into your up and back or your triangle or whatever it is that your judge has asked you to do. Now here we have all 7 all lined up, and judge has specifically asked for them to be in the shade. She's very conscious of the heat, which is lovely. She's got the ribbon in her hand, so she's probably pretty close to a decision. Sometimes at this point the judge will send maybe her top couple out and back again just to have a second look, make sure that they really are what she wants. Or she may just decide that she's ready, and she's ready to pick. Just having one last look down the line at the expression of all of the dogs. This is the time you really don't want your dog to decide to sit or lie down or do something funny, which they do sometimes, but none of these ones are. And our best in show comes from the toy group, the lovely little Pomeranian. Congratulations. Oh, and he's so happy too. How lovely. So what will now happen is we'll have our runner-up best in group from the toy group. Remember, of course, the judge hasn't seen this dog. She hasn't judged the toy group today. She hasn't seen the runner-up, so she'll have to go over him the same way that she's gone over all of the other 7. So our runner-up to best in group is a Laochen. And the Laochens, you'll notice they have like a lion clip, where they clip around the hind legs, but they leave plumes on the feet and plume on the tail, and that beautiful mane of a coat around the front. And that's how you'll see all Laochens that are being shown clipped. Now, everything from the nose to the tail she'll check. And she'll watch his movement as well. The Laochen, of course, a little bit bigger than our teeny tiny Pomeranian, so you can probably see a little bit more clearly that gait on the trot. All these dogs really are professionals. He comes to a perfect stand. That's what we're all trying to achieve at the end of the day. Our Laochen going around one final look, and then back to the top of the line where the Group 1 dogs go. Ready to find out who will win runner-up to Best in Show. And she's picked the Corgi, a dog fit for a queen. Our Corgi is a runner-up Best in Show. So our steward is just telling us that both our winners are from the open class, so for the rest of the general specials, we'll go through all of the classes from baby puppy right through to Australian bred and the open neuters. Got another handler, obviously. Alright, this is our baby puppy in show judging, our best 7 babies, one from each of the group. She's saying, send them round together, send them round together. Another Border Terrier, we have a Cavalier, sorry, I should start at the start. Cavalier, a Border Terrier. I must admit, I think that's a pointer, but a GSP, a solid German Shorthair pointer. I'm very sorry if I've gotten that wrong. A Dachshund as well, a cattle dog, and the Akita and then from Group 7, our Shar-Pei. I'm going to be in big trouble from Mum if I've gotten that wrong. But yes, I'm fairly sure a German Shorthair pointer is our Group 3 baby. The colour's thrown me, but they do come in the solid colour as well. Our little Cavalier in Group 1, Border Terrier, same as our group winner, as a baby as well. A GSP, hopefully, or I'm going to get slaughtered after this video, and Dachshund. Our Australian cattle dog. The Akita from Group 6. Oh, he's very interested in what the judge has got. And from 7 is the Shar-Pei. Now she's going to retire 6 of the 7 into the shade and have a look at our Group 1 winner on the table, which is also in the shade. The judge doing exactly the same thing with the babies that she does with the adult dogs for Best in Show, checking everything from the shoulders, the dimensions, the length of the leg to the length of the back, where the tail sits and how it's held, the ears, the expression, everything. Cavalier is also a very popular family breed. They have great temperaments, really happy little puppy dogs. You can't beat a Cavalier puppy tail wag. I wonder if the tail wag is part of the standard. They do have a section in there on temperament. You'd have to go to the Dogs Queensland website and have a read of the standard to find out. Maybe it says something about the tail wag. I'm just going to... We're just doing babies and then I'm done. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tash. Got the Border Terrier on the table. Now the judge is judging the Border Terrier baby on exactly the same standard that she judged the adult dog for general specials. It's a Cairn Terrier. Oh gosh. So, my
Put
cameraman.
over before, we have had a small black Nokia mobile phone handed in. It was found in the grass in the front of the canteen area. So has anyone lost a small
Cameraman
black
has informed me.
Nokia
I was trying to talk over the
Tried to ring it, but I think the battery's
phone.
flat.
But cameraman has informed me that I have gotten the terrier wrong as well. It's a Cairn Terrier. I'm very sorry. Terrier's not my usual group. I'm very sorry. Lovely Cairn Terrier baby. So no, she won't be judging it on the same standard as the Border Terrier. She'll be judging the puppy on the Cairn Terrier standard. Maybe my cameraman will be nice to me and delete the commentary from the babies, maybe. If I'm lucky. Moving on to our Group 3 baby, the gun dog. Checking the turn of stifle is the term that you use for that part, the curve of the top part of the back leg. Very well behaved baby. Yeah, we must remember that the baby puppies are between 3 and 6 months old. So for some of them this is very new and can be very overwhelming. So it's lovely to see babies that are so happy and confident. Happy puppy. She sends the baby around. She judges the movement exactly the same way that she would judge the adults. Moving on to the Dachshund. I'll just double check with my cameraman. A Dachshund Mini Smooth. Daryl, is that a mini? Yes. It's a Mini Smooth. Good thing my cameraman's got my back. It's hard to tell when they're babies if they're going to end up mini or standard. Well, it's hard for me to tell, not being a Dachshund person. I'm sure Dachshund people can tell. Now, Dachshund will probably do a slightly smaller triangle than perhaps our German Shorthair Pointer would have, having shorter legs. But no, a Dachshund's a lovely mover. Has absolutely no problem covering that ground. A nice big circle, or triangle, so the judge can see the movement from all angles. And remember, these are little babies. He's decided he needs a rest at this point. Alright, our Australian cattle dog from the working group. And the cattle dogs, you may sort of be used to seeing them in the more steel grey colour. They also come in the rusty red as well. And she's keeping the little puppy's attention with a little bit of food, keeping him looking in the right direction while the judge checks his dimensions. And a good feel of his coat, checking his tail. And of course, as a working dog, you'd expect that a working dog is able to work all day long, but of course, as little babies, you wouldn't expect that. But our working dog looks very comfortable as he moves cleanly around the ring. Biff may be just a little bit warm, aren't we all? He's very interested in the treat she's holding. A lovely puppy. The Australian cattle dog. We'll retreat now to a group I'm a little more comfortable with. Sorry, terriers. Group 6. From Group 6, this is an Akita. This is an Asian breed. A strong breed. They've got the curled tail. For their angulation and things like that, they're a dog of moderation. You're not looking for anything overdone. And so the judge is having a good feel of the dimensions. Of course, this Akita baby has a lot of growing to do yet, as do all of the dogs in the baby puppy class. Just checking the coat and the texture and the density of the coat. These are a cold climate breed, so as you would expect, have a dense coat. She'll watch the Akita's movement and send him out in a triangle, so as the dog moves away she can see that movement. On the side she sees the reach and drive, and then coming back to her she can see how the dog moves towards her. Sending the Akita around for one more trip. He's holding up well in the heat. Looks lovely. And our final baby puppy winner is the Shar-Pei from Group 7. I think you'd probably recognise the Shar-Pei from some toilet paper ads they were on. The roly-poly dog. They were very popular not too long ago. Oh, they've decided to pop him on the table so the judge doesn't have to lean down. He's fine with that. He doesn't mind. The tail's still going. That's the main thing. He's checking his teeth. The handler just being careful the dog doesn't jump off. Very smart. I'm not sure if it's a Shar-Pei is a breed that you would normally put on the table, but it certainly helps the judge's back. You've got to love a puppy. The tail never stops wagging. And send the Shar-Pei around, nearly ready to pick our best baby. The other 6 all getting ready. The handlers will stand their dogs up so that they're standing in the most attractive way. The judge just explaining to the handler which way she'd like him to go. Having a little shake of those rolls as our Shar-Pei moves around. Oh, he's very cute. They are all cute, but the rolls are very cute. Shar-Pei coming back. The judge will have a look at his expression. And the handler will bring the Shar-Pei back around to the end of the line. The judge will reach for the ribbon. She probably already has a fairly good idea in mind who she thinks is probably her best baby. She may decide to move another dog, or maybe 2, or she might be pretty sure. Well, she's ready to make a decision. She's got her beautiful blue and yellow ribbon, organised by the Ladies Kennel Association. The steward's just joking that the judge needs a pair of scissors to cut up the ribbon, so she can give a bit to each of them. Sorry, he has to choose one. German Shorthair Pointer, congratulations. Our gun dog is our best baby puppy. Bearing with us for general specials. I'm very sorry to the terrier people. Terrier's not my group, but we've seen some absolutely fantastic dogs here today and a very well-run show by the Ladies Kennel Association. So congratulations to all the winners and all of the members involved in organising the day today.